Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the President and CEO of the Chamber, Craig Whitney.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the annual meeting of the Fargo-Moorhead-West Fargo Chamber of Commerce. Today, we celebrate our organization, the largest chamber in Minnesota and North Dakota, with over 2,100 members representing over 109,000 employees, working together to better our communities. Today's event is a reflection on the Chamber's 2017-18 fiscal year, which began September 1st, 2017, and ended August 31st of this year. Before I thank our sponsors for today's event, I'd like to acknowledge the Chamber's community builders you see on the screens. These businesses are recognized as leaders within the community and make a vital commitment to the economic development of the region through their enhanced investment in the Chamber. Of course, our Chamber wouldn't be able to host such an event like today without the support of our sponsors. I want to give special thanks to the following companies: Midco, our presenting sponsor; Chairman sponsor, Sanford Health; our legacy sponsors today, Bell Bank, Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota, Bremer Bank, Choice Financial, Eide Bailly, Essentia Health, Eventide Senior Living Communities, Forum Communications Printing, Gates City Bank, Minnesota State Community and Technical College, Minnesota State University, Moorhead, Moore Engineering, North Dakota State College of Science, and Starion Bank. Our event production sponsor is Media Productions. And the corporate table sponsors you see scrolling on the screen. Without the involvement and support of members like these, we couldn't accomplish all that we do. So please sit back and enjoy the luncheon designed to thank you for all you do for your chamber. The program will resume in 10 minutes.
Yeah, they say, oh, you get lost in complexion and the structure of a well-placed smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our presenting sponsor, Justin Forty, with Mid-Continent Communications.
Thank you. Thank you all for attending today's Chamber annual meeting. It's great to be here with so many friends and leaders in our community, especially as we honor our legacy leader. We are excited to sponsor today's event again this year, and we are proud to be your technology company. We could not be more grateful for all of you choosing us as your technology company and letting us be such a part of your connected lives at home and at work. We consider it a privilege to join you and the more than 2,000 members of this Chamber of Commerce to help build a strong and dynamic community here in the region. Over the last few years, I've given some Midco updates at this event. First, it was Midco bringing top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art infrastructure to Fargo. Then it was making Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo Midco's first gig cities. And thank you to the over 10,000 customers who are already receiving the benefits of gig at home and at work. Next was the announcement of this region's only Tier 3 data center to help us grow the next generation of the economy in this community with this state-of-the-art facility. Last year, I announced our addition of free downtown Wi-Fi for Fargo, and I hope that you are all enjoying that gift to this community. However, today, I want you to know that we're not done. We're just getting started, and there's a lot more to come from Midco. We are here to innovate for you, to empower you, and to inspire you, our customers, our friends, and neighbors. And with that, we know that there are a lot of people who lack access to broadband in rural areas. And we want to make sure that all the people in our region have access to the benefits a high-speed Midco connection provides. Therefore, we will soon be bringing Midco high-speed internet to the entire region. We will be offering service not just to cities, but to our farms and friends in rural areas throughout the region as well. We couldn't be more excited about what this means for precision agriculture, for drones, for unmanned aerial vehicles, for education, so our students can have that high-quality connection at home. We are excited for this business community, and we cannot wait to see what you are going to do with the Midco connection available everywhere. We are closing the digital divide in this region. The backbone of our company is our people. We are extremely proud of our team in Fargo, and I would like to recognize those of them who are with us today. These folks work tirelessly to make sure our systems work and that you get the customer service that you expect from Midco. If our team would stand, would you please give them all a round of applause? Nothing in our community just happens. Leadership and partnerships matter. Leadership matters. Thank you, Judy, for your leadership in our community and in our state. Many great things have happened in this state because of you. Congratulations on a well-deserved honor. Partnerships matter. Midco is proud to partner with this chamber, with our cities, our universities, and our nonprofits, and most importantly, you, our customers. We could not do what we do without you. We're proud to connect Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo to each other and to the world. Thank you again for joining us at today's Chamber annual meeting.
Thank you, Justin, and thanks to Midco for your leadership in this region and for your sponsorship of this luncheon. I believe it's the third year that you've been our presenting sponsor, and we really appreciate that. Midco has been quite generous in its support of several chamber events and programs throughout the year, and it is greatly appreciated. We had another busy year at the chamber. Our events, programs continue to grow, and we continue to advocate for the important issues affecting our region and business community. At the forefront of our efforts this fiscal year has been Steve Swantek, Chairman, President, and CEO of Gate City Bank. Steve has served on the Chamber Board since 2014 and as Chair of the Board during the 2017-18 fiscal year. Please join me in welcoming Steve Swantek.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. It really has been another outstanding year for the Chamber, and I'm proud to be a part of this organization. We've continued to collaborate and take a stance on a variety of important issues in our community, including conversations around a convention or performing arts center, proposals to reform special assessments, legislation for air traffic control privatization at the federal level, and the Moorhead Grade Separation Safety and Mobility Project. Among our continued efforts, you can count on us to continue our ardent support of the need for permanent flood protection and working through the workforce challenges that affect our members and the community. Today we're going to recognize the many accomplishments of this past year, which follows the Chamber's strategic plan that is carefully monitored throughout the year by your Board of Directors. These accomplishments fit with the Chamber's mission to promote economic growth and prosperity for business and members through leadership and advocacy, education, and engagement. The Chamber had another record year with our membership and events. Thank you, all of you, for your support. Our member retention rate is currently 90%, which is phenomenal, and that compares to 85% Chamber average on the national level. Over 16,000 individuals attended Chamber events this last year, In fact, we held 75 events throughout the year. That's one approximately every 4.8 days. With this trajectory, I have no doubt that the future is very bright. But before we look ahead, let's take a look back at some of the highlights from this past year.
Hello, I'm Craig Whitney, President and CEO of the Chamber. It's been a busy year here at the Chamber. We've seen a lot of growth in our community, in our membership, programs, and events, but we couldn't do it without you. The support from our members allows us to work for the best interest of business in the Metro. So take a walk with me and let me show you just a few of the things we've been up to this year.
Chamber membership means you join a network of connected business leaders with access to exclusive benefits, trainings, representation, and more.
We have over 80 ambassadors who engage and support our members as well as celebrate milestones and accomplishments with them.
Get online. Go to the general and say sometime.
The Business Training Series enhances the success of the business community.
Eggs and Issues offers our members the opportunity to hear from leaders in our community in a timely fashion.
The Chamber is proud to support our military. We have an active military affairs committee that works to foster a community of support for the men, women, and families of the military.
I think they expect a wood chipper with the kid in a world-class city. So it was fantastic to be able to show off on all of that.
CPN gives young professionals the opportunity to learn, network, and grow in our business community.
Come on, CEO, get close.
Leadership is exploring our community, developing current and emerging leaders, and making lasting change in the community.
The Young Entrepreneurs Academy, or YAY, transforms local middle and high school students into real, confident entrepreneurs.
As you can tell, it's been a busy year here at the Chamber. We have accomplished so much for our membership, and we want to say thank you to our many volunteers that have helped us. But of course, without the help of a fantastic Chamber team here, none of this would be possible.
Yeah, that's not in the budget.
So today, as we begin our new fiscal year, we make one pledge to you, and that is to continue to do our best to serve our business community and stand up for the things that will make our community strong well into the future. Wow, what a year. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished as a chamber and a community. Let me share a few more highlights. It was an honor for our chamber to host several of our local and statewide elected officials to speak to our members about timely issues. As we ramp up our efforts in public policy and advocacy, it's important that we provide information and education and access to individuals and resources that can help. Every year, we renew our commitment to supporting our local men and women who serve in our armed forces. We stand committed to supporting those that serve as well as their families. We couldn't provide this support without the help of our Honor Star members. These business organizations are committed to helping foster a community of support for our local military. This growing program allows us to engage in advocacy and provide support through various activities and events. Last year, the Honor Star funds went to fund several military-related events, as well as we presented to NDSU's Air Force ROT detachment. Our special opportunity offered to our military affairs and Honor Star members was a visit to Camp Ripley Training Center in Minnesota just this past August. Attendees observed maneuver training and even engaged in weapon simulation. Our Military Affairs Committee also helped kick off Fargo's Navy Week in July by hosting a Navy Week social with Rear Admiral Price. Shortly before that, the committee put together our largest military appreciation night at the Red Hawks. The Chamber has also taken an active role in supporting the Air National Guard, the Happy Hooligans. Along with this, we have engaged in efforts including protecting the Hooligans base right here at Hector International Airport from the threat of base realignment and closure, and working hard to get a manned flying mission back right here in Fargo. Representatives of the Military Affairs Committee advocated for these issues and others while in Washington, D.C., attending the North Dakota Military and Congressional Reception this summer.
You've heard us talk about the Chamber's community builders. This group of organizations are dedicated to the economic prosperity and progress of this region. You'll find them listed in your program, and these businesses represent the highest level of Chamber investment. Their commitment truly enables us to innovate and shape a region that recruits, retains, and grows businesses. This past year, our community builders grew to 54, and 8 years ago, it was 14. Thank you to all those businesses that have contributed at this level. As all of you know, one of the top Chamber's priorities is workforce and education. More needs to be done to connect K through 12 students and employers to meet challenging talent requirements that will propel our strong industries into the future. Exciting initiatives are already in progress to create a supply of workers to support the region's core industries using our primary, secondary, and post-secondary educational institutions as a competitive advantage to attract, retain, and grow the workforce. We are fortunate to have strong educational leaders and vibrant programs throughout the community, and we strongly support our nationally recognized institutions. Of course, I would be remiss if I forgot to mention something about the Chamber's incredible events. Signature events are the Chamber's biggest draws, and they happen annually. They draw the largest crowds and often feature special national speakers. Our 3 monthly event series offer the best local experts sharing their knowledge to help professionals gain practical training, networking, tools, and support at an affordable cost. Events like these allow all of our members to share their unique voice and offer information on the issues they care about. Then one of the largest events all year happens in January with Operation Thank You, where ambassadors and volunteers come together to assemble this year's membership packets and hand deliver them to all of you. Like this year in review, video mentioned the biggest event to date occurred last October with none other than NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal. Voices of Vision shattered our previous attendance records with over 1,400 people filling the Shack to hear his perspective. The Chamber even took home an award for this marketing event through the Mid-America Chamber Executives, gave us the highest honor of Digital Campaign of the Year at its annual conference in May in Sioux Falls. Speaking of our promotion of Shack, there is a side to the Chamber staff that some of you might not see very often, especially with Craig here. Believe me when I say they can be a silly bunch of group, and I'd like to show you a funny video of what I mean.
May not be known for his free throws, but I know this event. Hi, Shaq, how you doing? But this event, this ball has no air in it.
Vitamin water. Or review with the companies who signed with it.
Any of these arena seats left for October 4th with then to enter into the it's to enter that contest, just enter this, what is it? Hello, Bison fans. I'm Craig Whitney, President and CEO of the Chamber. I'm sitting here at the Sanford Athletic Health Complex. Right here to the Sanford Athletic Health Complex. Wrong. Hello, Bison. Tickets are available now, so come by. October 4th. You won't want to miss. We are bringing legend, what is it?
Oh, am I supposed to be eating? Oh!
How embarrassing. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as our communications team that snuck that in on me today. Now back to business. This was our third year of providing area middle and high school students the opportunity to bring their business ideas to life through the Young Entrepreneurs Academy. 14 students from area schools developed 12 businesses this year. Zoe Bundy, a 7th grader from Discovery Middle School, advanced to the National Saunders Scholars competition in Rochester, New York, where she presented her business, Brainy Ladies. To date, 25% of our YAY graduates are still running the businesses they created in the program, and our community is beginning to take notice. In fact, our YAY class, volunteers and sponsors, were all recognized in the April issue of Fargo Inc. magazine, which featured our students on the cover. We are very proud of how this program has grown in the last 3 years and commend all of our YAY students for the creativity and commitment that they have demonstrated in this program. Another chamber program that has seen many successes is our Leadership Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo. This past year, 38 individuals completed the program, and it was our most successful year in terms of the community change initiatives completed by our students. Among the leadership initiatives was the first annual professionally paired event in which over 100 willing volunteers attended an open house that connected them with nonprofits. They're even hosting a second event next month. And the Commercial Action Recycling Group worked to get a single sort recycling into small businesses in Moorhead. One other group helped the Jeremiah program obtain 11 surfaces for the mothers living in the home, in addition to getting a TechSpark grant to continue to provide them, the mothers, with technology they need to continue their education.
All the Chamber's events, programs, initiatives, and efforts are backed by a dedicated group of individuals working together. Our accomplishments would not have been possible without the heartfelt commitment and unified effort of our dedicated staff, board of directors, and committee members. I thank all of you for your continuous dedication and contributions. These individuals help drive the success of your chamber. We also want to note our appreciation to the employers of these volunteers that support their efforts with this. Please refer to your program for a list of volunteers and the respective companies that realize the importance of participation in the community and in the chamber.
As you heard in the video, we couldn't accomplish what we do without this team. In addition to these volunteers, I want to give a special thanks to the great staff that we have at the chamber. I am honored to work with this group of people every day. Their hard work and commitment to this organization and to our members is unmatched in chambers across the nation. Of course, even when they make me do silly videos. Don't worry though, I get them fired up by playing Lee Greenwood songs regularly. Thank you to a wonderful chamber staff.
At this time, I would like to acknowledge the fine work of the past fiscal year's committee leaders. These individuals have taken the initiative to serve a leadership capacity within our organization. These leaders in our community have played an integral role in the growth and development of the Chamber and have been instrumental in serving as advocates for the business community. Next, we will recognize the outgoing committee chairs for their contribution to their success, to our success, I should say, of this past year. Please come to the stage when I read your name, and the audience, if I could have you hold your applause until the end. Nancy Johnson with the North Dakota Soybeans Growers Association. As chair, Nancy leads the Agribusiness Committee. This committee serves as a collective voice of business and leaders to represent agriculture as a key industry in the Metro and Red River Valley. Nancy has ensured this group stays engaged and advocates at all levels of government, as well as spreads awareness of the impact agriculture has in this region. This highly active committee was able to host agricultural roundtables with both North Dakota U.S. Senators this past year. Thank you, Nancy, for your dedication and leadership, and your employer, the North Dakota Soybean Growers Association. Gina Yagi with Cable One. Gina chaired the Member Relations Ambassador Committee. These ambassadors visit and call new members during the first 2 years of their membership. It's amazing to think about this, that this committee reached out to new members 276 times this year, which is phenomenal. Thank you, Gina, for keeping our members as informed and involved as possible, and to your employer, Cable One. Brian McLean with Farmers Insurance Group. Brian isn't able to be with us here today, but we want to thank him for the important work he has done. Brian chaired the Public Relations Ambassador Committee, and under his leadership, the Public Relations Ambassadors attended 116 ribbon-cutting and groundbreaking ceremonies at businesses around town this past year. He has been with this committee for about 5 years now, and we want to thank him for his dedication, time, and effort, not only as ambassador, but as chair of the committee. Gregory Wald with More Engineering chaired the Business Training Committee, which plans and coordinates our business training series for members. Under Gregory's leadership, the committee held 12 events totaling over 1,500 attendees. Gregory's favorite moments about serving on this committee, which is very vital and very important, is the monthly lunch meetings at the Sons of Norway. He said their unique and delicious food made my day, especially when he ordered Norwegian grilled cheese sandwich, which is American cheese and green olives on toasted cinnamon bread. One of my favorites. Everyone should try it. Thank you, Gregory, and thank you to More Engineering. Kristen Kyle with Southeast Educational Cooperative chaired the Leadership Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo Planning Committee, which plans and conducts our annual leadership programs for up to 40 business professionals in the community. This year's committee leadership program successfully graduated 38 students and successfully implemented 7 community change initiative projects, which are making lasting change within our community. Kristen isn't able to be here today, but we thank her for all she has done for the Chamber's leadership program and to her employer. Kristen's favorite memory from the leadership class was the excitement of the first session. She said that seeing the class and committee meet for the first time is energizing, and watching the class form friendships and bonds over the course of the program is very rewarding. We are happy to have the 2018-19 Leadership Fargo Moorhead West Fargo class with us today. This group of area leaders joins us today as part of their investment in both community and their professional development. Would you please stand and be recognized at this time? Brian Shawn with Midco. Brian has served as the Military Affairs Committee Chair for 4 years now, and we are honored that he has agreed to chair the committee again. This committee fosters an environment of support for our military men and women and their families through appreciation events, awareness, and advocacy. Along with bringing in speakers, the committee hosted various events this year, including a Naval Week social and providing over 1,000 military families tickets to attend our largest military appreciation night at the Red Hawks. Thank you, Brian, for your service and leadership, and to your employer, Midco. Thank you. Tim Flacco with Tri-College University. Tim is the chair of our Public Policy Committee. This committee is instrumental in guiding the policy priorities of the Chamber. Tim continues to help bring in relevant speakers to address key issues affecting our members and fosters conversation in the group. This committee advocates for our members on various issues in our region, and thus responsiveness and timeliness are vital to the success of this committee. Tim truly encourages and challenges the group to do just that. Tim shared with us one of his favorite moments as chair when he was directed to get more people to attend meetings by having interesting presenters and topics. Needless to say, as you well know, Tim, he accepted the challenge, and eventually at meetings we needed to bring in more chairs, and then more chairs, doubling the normal number of people attending, with a room full of TV cameras and reporters who were interested in the topics and presenters. Thanks again, Tim, for your time and leadership, and for your committing to serve as chair of the committee for another year. We also thank your employer, Tri-College University. Christy Huber with United Way of Cass Clay, chaired Women's Connect. Under Christy's leadership, over 2,600 individuals have attended a Women Connect event this year. Each month, a charity was chosen and attendees were asked to donate certain items. This past year, there was collected over 2,300 items for various area organizations. Christy, we extend a sincere thank you for the positive impact you have made and for your leadership with Women Connect. Thanks, Christy. Jenny Johnson with Spotlight Media chaired the Young Professionals Network, which works to foster personal and professional development of young professionals in the community through a variety of events and networking opportunities. Once again, YPN planned and executed the annual Corporate Cup event, which was the most successful to date. This year we grew the competitive division and once again sold the event out in record time. It was an incredible experience for all involved. Jenny's favorite memory was hosting one of the monthly leadership meetings in the studio at Spotlight Media. She always started each meeting with asking everyone to say something that they were excited for. She said she was thankful to gain such a deep bond with like-minded individuals who in turn became her friends. Thank you, Jenny, for all you do, and to your employer, Spotlight Media. Thanks, Jenny. As we recognize our committees for their outstanding work this past year, we are excited to mention that this fall we expect to kick off our Education Committee. And our committee co-chairs will be Dr. Ann Blackhurst and Louise Dardis. And they've been instrumental in preparing the committee to get off the ground. And watch for more information coming in the months ahead about the initial meetings. We look forward to reporting back the success of this committee at next year's meeting. Could we give everyone a big round of applause for their efforts this past year? Without these volunteer leaders, we couldn't do the good and important work that we do. Thank you to all of you for your contributions to the success of the Chamber. Now, for me, it has been a privilege and pleasure to serve as the chair of the Chamber this past year. I look back on the many accomplishments that have been accomplished, and I'm really proud of the impact that all of you have made within our communities. These efforts or goals don't happen without the good work of the hundreds of volunteers who take time out of their busy schedules to go above and beyond to make a difference. Many of you are in the room today, and also we need to send out a special note to all the employers who really have a commitment to make sure that you're able to and willing to serve and make a difference. The passion to be involved and engaged is a signature trait of our community. Having been born and raised in North Dakota and just lived in two communities, Edgeley and Fargo, I can really see all of us and what we do and inspire to make a difference. And to see the changes in this region and in the valley, both on the Minnesota side and North Dakota side, it's phenomenal. It can't be done unless all of us are involved. I really look forward to the transition of many baby boomers retiring and the new leaders, as I say, the new kids on the block, taking charge in their own unique and inspiring ways. And as we as an organization want to be lockstep with our members to assist in helping them to continue to develop their leaders, teams, and employees through programs such as the Young Professional Network, Young Entrepreneurs Academy, Women Connect, Leadership Fargo Moorhead West Fargo, just to name a few. Thank you again to Craig and the talented Chamber team for their continued passion to educate, inform, and give back to the community members in their own unique ways. I find it pretty amazing that we had lunch twice. I invited everybody to Gate City of the Chamber team for lunch twice. Needless to say, Craig didn't pay for it, but it was still very successful, and I really noticed the camaraderie and also the give and take between the team and Craig. And I really think that's really inspirational and really inspiring to have all those team members interact and wanting to make a difference and really representing the needs of all of us as members of the Chamber. So thank you for the team. To the Chamber Board, thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedules to ensure that the strategic plan of the Chamber is being met along with representing our members. Really, really appreciate your time and efforts in that. And now at this time, would you please join me in welcoming our 2018-2019 Chair of the Board, Mark Nesbitt, North Dakota Principal Manager at Xcel Energy. Thanks, Mark. Good seeing you.
Thank you. Well, Steve, on behalf of the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber of Commerce, we want to thank you for a great year, extend my thanks as well as the staff. You've been wonderful to work with. You've ensured that the Chamber remains strong and have been instrumental in positioning this organization in the community, and the work through your business is well respected, and I think it raised the stature of the whole Chamber of Commerce. First, thank you for that. So, and again, at this time, it is traditional for the incoming chair to thank the outgoing chair with a special gift. In years past, we've given things such as office chairs, pottery by local artists, baseball bats, to name a few things. And baseball bats have been getting a bad rap lately, so we've decided to move away from that. And we wanted to hone in on the essence of where your loyalties lie and your belief in the future here. And so we're going to honor that commitment by making a presentation to the Swantek Family Scholarship Endowment that you and Marianne have set up at NDSU. And I think Craig is going to bring, not going to do that, all right. Truly a large round of applause for a great job done. And as a banker, Steve has heard that line about the check being in the mail before, so that's not a surprise to him at all. And watching Craig ad-lib his way through those ad promos, now I understand why the Chamber staff does such a great job of putting scripts in front of us. So a critical part of the event is well in hand with the help of the staff. So Steve, it's just been a pleasure to work with you. I've enjoyed every moment of it. You ran a great board meeting, kept everybody on track. You always looked at what are we measuring, what are we striving towards, how can we make this community a better place for friends, family, businesses that are looking to come to this area. So I think your work, along with Craig, who truly does a great job of working with those of us on the board, makes it exciting to reflect back on the fact that the Chamber has been brought together now. Chamber is holding its Well, we're celebrating our 20th year anniversary for the merger of the Fargo and Moorhead Chambers, and it's already been 7 years since West Fargo Chamber joined. So it truly takes work from many people to keep this organization as successful it is. And to our past and present volunteers, I cannot say thank you enough. Your involvement and engagement in the organization is truly spectacular. So, and again, we accomplish that. The volunteers make it special, but providing guidance and strategic input, our fellow board members, and we've assembled quite a board. It's just educational to go to those meetings and the people that you rub shoulders with. So I'm hoping that some of our committee chairs are aspiring to join the board. They've certainly worked and earned that opportunity, and we'll keep our eye on that talent going forward. So right at the top of the list of new board members, and just coming off of a successful job on her committee, and I'm going to ask these board members to stand as I introduce them. We'll hold the applause until we have the whole group standing up, but I would like to welcome Ann Blackhurst, President of Minnesota State University Moorhead; Kevin Christensen, Paces Lodging Corporation; Tom Dawson, Dawson Insurance; Sean Doberstein, Hector International Airport; Kyle Doro, Essentia Health; Mike Dragosevich, Spotlight Media. We're almost thinking as Mike as one of our millennials as we're trying to represent the community. A lot of good input from Mike. Jody Duncan from the Flint Group. We've had a long time relationship with the Chamber and the Flint Group, and they do great things within the Chamber, serving on the board, and as well as the support they provide. Judd Graham, a former chair of the board that is still helping us out. Steve Halverson, Heartland Trust Company, just brings a lot of financial knowledge and experience to our group. Jennifer Hattori, Ide Bailey, Brittany Monacuelo from Sanford Health, Sandy Piatz from Microsoft, Joanna Slominski from Mortensen, Steve Swantek from Gate City Bank will still have another year with the board, so I'll benefit from his leadership and wisdom for another year. Jeff Volk of Moore Engineering, as we look to partner ever more closely with the Economic Development Authority. Jeff is playing a key role there. So earlier, Christy Huber from United Way up here. That's one of the things I like about this organization, that we truly are reaching out to look for those partnership and the collaboration efforts within the community. So I'm really excited to be standing in front of you today as the chair of this great organization. Many past chairs came up to wish me luck in this effort, and I have no doubt with the staff and the volunteers that it's going to be a successful year. We're going to continue to advocate on the important issues. We'll bring our committees together, and we truly do depend on the involvement of our volunteers, our board members, our sponsors. And so it was no accident that when Steve was up here, he was thanking the businesses that you all work for. Without the support of those businesses, we would just be a mere shadow of what we are today. So one of the things we'll be focusing on this fall, it's a critical election season. We'll spend a lot of time and effort on education efforts through the different committees, so you can look to see that from us. We'll continue to advocate for permanent flood protection. We've mentioned some of these things that continually pop to the top of the list. Do we have the type of workforce that we need to thrive in this economic hub of the region that we're supporting? And can we allow families to have a good environment through their children with quality daycare? So those are just a few of the items that are continually brought up at our meetings and our events when we invite the public in. So I just want you to stay tuned in the upcoming months. We're hoping to unveil an unprecedented initiative that supports the Chamber and the community strategic plan by establishing the region as a nationally recognized economic hub, as well as a great place to live. So I fully believe in the Chamber, in the work it's going to do, and the participation from all of you in the audience. I think everything about Steve's year was a record year, record participation and attendance here today. Let's give everybody a big round of applause who's here today, and let's welcome in the new year. And at this point, Craig's going to come. You're going to help us start the.
Thank you, Mark. It is now my privilege to honor our 2018 Legacy Leader. The Legacy Leader Award recognizes the important role and contributions of longtime local leaders in shaping and serving our metropolitan community and region. We are honored to present the award this year to Judy Lee. Before she comes up to the stage, let's take a look at what some of her friends and family and colleagues had to say about Judy.
I met Judy in the 1980s. We were both on the United Way Board of Directors.
She was always involved in League of Women Voters, Toastmasters. She was a real estate agent.
But also had time to be a great mom, a great cook, a great everything around the house, and also did a lot of community volunteer work.
I met Judy back in about 1992, I would guess.
I met her for the first time when I was working as an administrator with West Fargo Public Schools. I was wowed because she's bright, articulate. She's a little bit hard charging.
I just always get a kick out of her energy level and how she's able to cover so many topics in maybe one 5-minute conversation.
The way I like to describe Mother is high octane.
I've always joked my mom has the energy of two 25-year-olds.
She's tireless. She's enthusiastic. She's knowledgeable.
A dynamo of energy, of enthusiasm, of passion.
Most impressive, though, is in her 50s, she decided, I'm going to put my hat in the ring and run for the state senate.
I was her first sign chairman, putting up signs all over in West Fargo with her delightful husband, Dwayne.
I have known Judy Lee since about the mid-90s when she first came to the legislature.
Her first session, she was the vice chair of the Standing Human Service Committee, which is kind of unheard of.
Just about anything that's been done in health and human services over the last 3 decades probably has Judy's stamp on it.
When she finds a project or a bill or an issue that she feels is important, she puts her heart and soul into it.
Judy Lee is on the board of directors for the Vocational Training Center.
She's a recent member on our board of directors at Eventide.
She has toured our programs. She comes to our meetings. She has come to our annual meetings.
She's done a lot of work on behalf of the North Dakota citizens with disabilities in an advocacy role.
Whether she's advocating for school funding, she's advocating for human services and those types of related programs, she is regarded as the foremost authority in the Senate when it comes to that.
She's just a strong, strong advocate for children, for families, and for the community that she loves.
She understands that department. She understands the things that go on and what it needs to not only have a good idea, but to effectuate good policy with that good idea.
She has integrity because Senator Lee, I trust, when she says she will do something, she will do it. She will not flip. She will not flop. She gets the job done. People know that about her, and because of that, she is one of the most effective legislators in the nation.
I mean, to be in the top 4 throughout the entire United States of effective senators, that's a pretty damn good accomplishment, if you ask me.
She studies and works all the time. Our legislative session is only 80 days. You will find Senator Judy Lee working 360 days of the year and in between legislative sessions on issues, working to make it better.
She is really smart. She's tough, she works hard, and she really tries to find compromise when she can. She's a model legislator in some ways.
When I'm making long drives across the state and I ever need any information at all relating to human services, Judy will get a call from me. And if she doesn't know the information off the top of her head, which she usually does, she will know exactly who I need to call.
She understands taxes, she understands the economy, she understands budgets. All of that comes into play whenever she is doing her work.
You never schedule a meeting before 7:30 in the morning. Ideally, it should be 8, and you always assure that there's coffee because Judy is not a morning person.
She would still come, but it was a running joke that let's not schedule 7 o'clock breakfast meetings because Judy didn't like them.
In fact, if you want to call her at 10 or 11 at night, that's totally okay because she's always up.
It's not uncommon for me to get a call from her maybe in the middle of Thanksgiving about something she's thinking about right then that has to get done, and it's just a testament to how she lives this every minute, every day, thinking about other people.
She does call me sometimes in the evenings and on weekends, and might be sitting in the living room next to my wife watching a movie, and then I'll get a phone call from Senator Lee, and my wife will say, "Put your phone down." I'll say, "It's Senator Lee," and my wife will say, "Oh, that's good." Answer the questions for her because it's about people that you support with disabilities. But Senator Lee, again, is a person that will take whatever time to get the job done, and we all greatly respect her, and we'll answer her, even if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning.
One day we arrive in Fargo after we're traveling in with the 2 little kids, and we're exhausted, and we get the kids to bed, and it's 11 p.m., and my mom said, "Oh, phooey, I meant to make brownies today." And we figure, well, too bad, we're not going to have brownies. But no, at 11 o'clock, she gets out all the bowls and starts making everything.
The other side of Judy, she's very loving and caring mother, grandmother, spouse.
We lost my dad when he was only 61, so we miss him every day.
Dad always had old cars, and he found this car, and it was an operational 1911 Buick Model 21. It is a crank start from the front. We equate so much of our memory of Dad through this car.
I think on July 5th of this year, they were all home again and polished the brass on Judy's car.
And by keeping it beautiful and driving it, I think we do a spectacular job of honoring his memory.
But the real love for that car is the love that she had for her husband.
Just the fact that she holds on to it, I think, is kind of like a way we remember him.
She was very, very deserving of this award simply because of her dedication, her passion, her knowledge about so many things. She just cares.
Judy, congratulations on your award. I can't think of anybody more deserving.
You've done a great job for not only your district, but also for the state of North Dakota.
Thank you for what you've done, Judy. I appreciate you.
You've been a blessing and a lot of fun to be around, and I've learned a lot from you, and thank you.
On behalf of all of us from your Eventide family, all the board, the residents, the staff, we couldn't be more proud of you.
Thank you for everything you have done.
You're our biggest cheerleader, and now we're your biggest cheerleader. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Congratulations, my friend. I'm so proud of you.
Judy, you are a true legacy leader. We are proud of you, and we're delighted that you are our friend. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ma.
Congratulations, Mom. We're so proud of you, and we love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Judy Lee.
Thank you so much. This is just mind-boggling, actually. I mean, everybody out there is a partner in what's going on here, so it's a very exciting time for me, actually, and I appreciate all those accolades. I want to thank my daughter and 3 grandchildren who are here. Maybe you'd stand just real quickly. Maren, John, Elizabeth, and Margaret. They flew in at 9:45 last night from DC, and they are leaving this afternoon at 5. That way the kids miss only one day of school, but I am extremely grateful that they made the effort, because this is and has been an effort for them to come for this short time. My son John and his wife Billie Jean, who are educators in the Dallas-Plano area, could not escape their responsibilities at this time. And the same is true of my sister Margie, who lives in Denver. My sister Mary Jo is at the table over here as well. When Margie called to tell me she was trying to make arrangements to come, but the date didn't work, she said, you know, I think you have found your third career the most rewarding. And I hadn't really thought of it that way, but my real job was supposed to be being a medical technologist, and that's what my degree is in, and I worked in hospital and clinic labs for 10 years. And then I moved on to the real estate business so I would have a more flexible schedule when the kids were young. I didn't work fewer hours, I just got to pick. And when there was a school activity, it was an appointment in my book. And there are a couple of tables of Park Company colleagues over here that I'm honored to have with me as well. So I would ask them to stand also, actually, because I know you're there somewhere. And I have several former and current legislators who are with me, and I'm honored to have them as well. So I'm very thankful for all of you being here today. Excuse me. Some time ago, somebody said to me, this is several years ago, somebody said, every experience is practice for what you encounter later on. And maybe that's a good thing about adding a few years to one's age, is that you get lots of practice. Because the things that we encounter in our personal lives or our work lives or our community activities make us, in some ways, more prepared to deal with some of the next things that come along. And collaboratively, we can make sure that those projects go ahead that we want. And I think that that's part of what this all works out. When Kathy Hogan, she and I were the bipartisan dog and pony show 20 years ago or more for welfare reform. And we've continued to work together for a long time. As Austin Schauer mentioned this morning, 80% of the legislation in North Dakota that passes is bipartisan. And I think it's important for all of you in this contentious election year to know that as well. We work together on a lot of stuff. And Kathy Hogan and I have worked on a whole lot of human services and healthcare issues over the years that she has been around. So I'm so grateful for her involvement in this as well. I think that the best leader is a servant leader, because no matter whom or what we do, the people whom we represent or who are affected by what we do are the ones that we ought to be serving. This should not be a power trip for anybody, whether you're an elected official or a big gun in a business somewhere. If you are a good leader, you will recognize the strengths of the people who work with you to make something move forward. And sometimes incremental progress is the best you can do to begin with, but you develop a relationship of trust and move on to better consensus too, so that is good. Life is full of small and big blessings, and I am truly living a blessed life, and you are all a part of it. I was at a meeting a week ago at the Chamber office, and I said, you know, you're all lobbyists around this table, and you are all lobbyists in this room, because you all represent something that interests you, whether it's your career, or your recreational activities, or your park district, or whatever it is that's going on. When you talk to an elected official, you are expressing your viewpoints about what's important to you, and we want you to do that. It's okay that I can't make a 15-minute trip to the grocery store. It's okay that it takes more than 15 minutes to get out of church on Sunday, because people ask questions about those things that they are concerned to know more about. Keep it up. You should be saying, tell me more, and I should be saying, tell me more. And then together, we can figure out what's the good stuff and move it on forward. It is such an honor to have received this award, and I want you to know that it is all of you together with me that have moved this along the way, because we truly do stand on the shoulders of the people who went before us, wonderful leaders in our community, and please continue to be the ones that are moving that ball forward. I hate sports analogies, but in this case, it really works. So I'm honored to accept this Legacy Leaders Award today, and I appreciate everybody in this room. Go get them.
Judy, have you ever gotten a standing ovation on the floor of the Senate? Well, congratulations on the award. As it has been mentioned, you truly deserve it. We appreciate all that you have done for the communities that we all serve. Thank you to our sponsors today for joining us. Thank you to the Holiday Inn staff for doing a great job. We want to thank all of our committee chairs that were honored today, and we appreciate you coming and joining us today. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.